Suicide Squad. It's been known for a year and a half, 2 years. People really curious about this movie. So first things first, just to get it out there, I hated the Joker. I couldn't stand him. The tattoos were so off-putting. It's just kind of like, you have so much lore of the Joker to use. The tattoos just totally was like, yeah, I don't know. For me, it didn't work. Then with Harley Quinn, there were several moments where I felt like I was watching the 90s animated cartoon where she had like the voice down and the demeanor down, and then it kind of 180'd into something else that was kind of not the Harley Quinn that I was expecting, but it was okay. Deadshot, Will Smith, to me, was just playing Will Smith, and I liked the whole idea that you had a daughter. You were going to do what you're going to do for her. Captain Boomerang, kind of lame. I like the whole idea of the Australian thing and you carry on the pink unicorn.
When it comes to the actual Suicide Squad movie, I actually really enjoyed it. There are aspects of the movie that I thought were poorly done, but there were aspects of this movie that I thought were amazing. I loved the way they did Harley Quinn. I loved the way that she was trying to emulate the animated Harley Quinn. She did a good job, the way she sounded, the way she acted. It definitely was that specific Harley Quinn from the animated series. I really liked Deadshot. I liked the fact that they gave him a deeper motivation. I really liked Deadshot in the comic books, so it was neat to see him realized on screen. The look was perfect. I think Will Smith did a good job. I mean, he didn't necessarily add a ton to the role, but he didn't do a bad job of portraying Deadshot, that's for sure.
One thing that really bugged me was I didn't get enough from the Joker. He was in there for 10-15 minutes tops combined, and then he was gone. Maybe they're gonna leave him there for a movie to come in the future, but I really wanted the Joker to just be the villain of the movie, and that didn't happen for me.
I first heard this group when I watched Smallville season 10. Before that, never heard of them, didn't know who they were, didn't know who Deadshot was, didn't know who Harley Quinn was. I didn't hear about her until The Dark Knight Rises. I didn't know Joker had a girlfriend. Going into this, I had some perspective on who some of these characters were. I gotta say, this movie did a little better for me than I expected it to. Rotten Tomatoes gave it bad reviews. Got a lot of hype about that. Fans are petitioning to have it shut down. I use it as a guideline rather than a go or don't go to see it. It's not a boring movie. If you love pure action, you'll love this movie. If you love crazy, wild, popcorn-like entertainment, you're gonna love this movie. As far as the comic book characters go, I don't read the comics, so I can't compare them really. I can only compare them to other film adaptations. Jared Leto's Joker was okay, but I gotta say, it wasn't as good as Jack Nicholson or Heath Ledger. Jared Leto did okay, but his character wasn't necessary. I wasn't blown away by it. I wasn't like, holy crap, no. Will Smith, as Jeff said earlier, was Will Smith. He didn't add anything new. He played it well. What I love most about Suicide Squad is the depth of the characters. Even the most psychotic, sociopathic people seem to have just enough humanity in them. And we see the evolution of this group slowly coming together and starting to work as a team.
I felt some of the characters didn't get enough backstory. You literally, like Slipknot, you got like a one line of dialogue and that's all you got. For me, I'm like, this dude's kind of cool. I want a little more about him. They're okay. The characters they did focus on, obviously, like Margot Robbie's character, Will Smith's character, Jared Leto, like you got that. Same with Amanda Waller. Oh my god, dude, thank you. Okay, if you watch Arrow, Amanda Waller is a sexy little skinny thing. No, that's not Amanda Waller. That's Fantasy Waller. The Amanda Waller that you want is the one that's kind of buffy, kind of bulky, just kind of kicks ass, doesn't really give a shit like she does in the movie, so I appreciated that. Action, had a ton of action. If you want action and you want to see what maybe non-superpower people can do, because there's a couple superpowered people there and others that not so much. There's a part in the movie where they get into Midway City, and then I kind of felt either the script, director, or the crew didn't know what to do anymore with the characters. So it was just kind of like, here's the city, here's the mayhem, here's the problem. I felt they were circling a block, and they didn't know what to do until they finally said, oh, okay, we're going to do this now.
My favorite one out of all of the freaking Suicide Squad was Diablo, though. They did such a good job fleshing out his character, giving you his motivations, and the payoff is fantastic. When you first see his character, you're kind of like, well, that's a gimmick. That's not really that big of a deal. I don't even remember him from the Suicide Squad, and I've read a bunch of the comics. They really did a good job with his character. Now, Joker. My problem with the Joker isn't the way he was portrayed by Jared Leto. My problem with the Joker is there was absolutely no reason for him to be in this movie at all. He's not the villain. He's not the main point of the movie. He was completely shoehorned in. If they removed his scenes from the movie would have been just fine without it. I don't know if he was put in there because they're going to use him for something in the future, or if you can't have a Harley without a Joker is their thought process, so they had to put the Joker in there. Literally everything he does in the movie is useless. It has no bearings whatsoever.
Growing up, I never read any of the Suicide comic books, so I went in fresh to this movie. The characters blew me out of the water. Action, like I said, from the beginning to end. Great character development, especially their backgrounds. I didn't necessarily like the cheesy lines. I never liked the cheesy lines that they come up with in these comic book films. I wish they would just get away from that and be a little bit more serious, like Batman versus Superman. All that aside, the entertainment value of this movie is great. I thought acting was great. Jared Leto did a good job when he was the Joker, when he was in the movie.
The visual effects, I think some of it looked a little fake, but I think that's for comic book reasons, like the wide shots of the cities and the helicopters. It looks CGI, but it didn't bother me because this is a comic book movie. It's not supposed to be reality based. If this were based on a true story of some city siege, like Black Hawk Down, and that CGI looked the way it did in this movie, I'd be like, that CGI looked terrible. But for this movie, it's exceptional. I don't see any Academy Award nominations for this movie except for Best Makeup, perhaps. Croc looked really good. Other guys looked really good. Boomerang, I wish they'd used his character a bit more. They didn't show him using his fancy boomerang. I mean, you saw more of Boomerang in the Arrow TV series than you did in this movie. So it would have been nice to see more of that.
I'm gonna give the movie an 8 out of 10.
I'm gonna give this movie a 9 out of 10.
I'd give this movie a 9 out of 10.
I'm going to give this a 7.5.
Probably gonna go see it again. For me, though, there was a moment where the plot kind of didn't know what it wanted to do, and the thing with the Joker and the tattoos, and a little bit of non-backstory for some of the other characters that I felt should have gotten. Would have, for me, just been primo.
There were a few misses here or there. The whole shoehorning a Joker in there was really weird. I still have no idea why they did that, but I enjoyed the movie from the beginning to the end. They did an excellent job fleshing out each character in the Suicide Squad to where you believe the motivations and you want to see what they're going to do, and you get that loaded gun, that smoking gun aspect from a few of them where you don't know what's going to happen next. But I really enjoyed the dynamic of the group. I enjoyed the villain they introduced in the movie, and I believe that they were in danger and had to come together for a proper reason. The motivations were good.
Pure entertainment value, it's great, but I want to see more in the future, especially from the Joker.
I didn't hate it one bit. I didn't see anything special out of it. It's a little different than most comic book films. A little mixture of humor and darkness, like the movie didn't know where to go. If this sequel comes out, I'll definitely go see it.
If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Like this video, favorite it, share it. Go on ahead and like this video and favorite it. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews and other videos like this one. And remember, you heard it here at The Source.